Okay, guys, it's 5 past, bang on, and we're gonna get started. So, guys, welcome to the call. For some of you who's been plugging into our special cloth talk, welcome back. For those of you who are brand new to the call, we also welcome you as well. So, this is our 10th special cloth talk, road to six figures. We've had the likes of John Fibonacci on the call, we've had Bam Bam on the call, and we've had other individuals such as Fibs and Profits on the call as well. Today we have again a very special guest who I'm going to be breaking down his success and also failures on his come up, on his journey. That should give you an insight, that should give you a story behind his glory, so you can maybe implement some of the things, maybe you can get rid of some of the things that you're also going through right now, again within your trading journey. So as I said, guys, welcome to the call. I hope you've got your pens and papers ready. We're not going to be here for too long, not me anyway, but I'm going to give the spotlight to my special guest. So, as I said, guys, grab your pens and papers. Really focus as well. Pay attention. Don't be here and then pay attention to your laptop, to your Instagram, to social media and whatnot. Really be here and really take those nuggets. This is not a strategy call, I must say that, because a lot of people come onto here thinking they're going to learn something technical wise. This is not it. Okay, this is not that kind of call. I believe there are numbers of calls out there that's going to fulfill your needs and wishes in terms of technical approach to the market, but this is a different kind of call. This call really focuses on 80% of trading, which is mindset, psychology, and what can we do outside of the markets to really better ourselves. Okay, this is what this call is, because really, if you don't believe trading can really change your life, then you can't achieve anything. You must believe it first, and for you to believe it, you must first believe in yourself before you can believe in anything else. Okay, so that's what this call is going to do. This call really is for the chosen few. The reason why I say this is for the chosen few is because this call is for the self-sufficient traders, okay, or people who are on the way to become self-sufficient, on the way to become independent traders, people who put the skill set over money. All right, within this industry that we're in, there's so many approach to the markets whereby you can get money in minutes, in seconds. You can copy someone else whilst having no knowledge whatsoever about the markets, or you can actually put your head down, learn the skill set first, and then you become your own money. You go in and then you make your money yourself. So this is for the chosen few. Okay. As I said, I'm gonna keep the intro very very brief, and I'm gonna give the time to my special guest. So, as you guys, if you do know him, there's no introduction needed, because this individual goes beyond anything to really really help others. Okay, and we're gonna talk about them we're gonna talk about that in a minute. This is someone who really cares a lot about other people's success. He will put other people's success beyond his. How do I know this? Well, I know this because every single Sunday he comes on for an hour with obviously Mike as well, and then they will go over the charts, they will answer questions, they will look at charts. Not just that, but on a daily basis, he will do daily interactions with new beginners, with existing members, and answer questions, look at charts, and give feedback. Really, that's for a brand new member, getting this kind of help from someone who's getting the success can really elevate someone much quicker. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn about his story. As I said, his story before the glory, his blown accounts before the six-figure accounts, and we're gonna learn what he had to do. We're gonna learn what he had to give up, and also what he had to pick up on his way to his success right now. So without further ado, guys, can you put a 111 and welcome Mr. Sam? I'm just gonna see if I can find him. Uh, I hope this is this one. Yes, perfect. Sam, can you hear me, bro? Oh, is it the other one? Let me check. Okay, cool, perfect. There's two of them. I can't find out. Give me a second, guys. Okay, can you hear me? Because I can't do anything from my end. If you can hear me, go ahead and unmute yourself, bro. Okay, where's that? It says your host. It says you're already host, Sam. Not sure what happened. It says you're hosting your other account with without the mic.
There we go. I've sorted that.
Okay, perfect. There you go, bro. Take it away, man.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for doing this as well, bro. And I know for myself and other people outside of this call right now, I 100% believe that we're gonna get a lot of value from you. So take it away, bro. I believe I've already given you kind of like the schedule for you to follow through. So kick it off, man.
Cool, man. So thank you, bro. Before we start, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Just drop it in the chat. Let me know where you guys have tuned in from tonight. Cool. Worldwide, Belgium, Leeds, London, Scotland, Estonia, Rixmanworth, never heard of that. London, Ireland, Nottingham, London, Long Beach, Sacramento. Perfect. MT4. Cool. So thank you for having me on. So I guess I'll just get started really where I got started in this industry and a bit about my background. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Sam. I'm from a small island called Jersey, just south of the UK. 9 miles by 5, so you can drive around in about 30 minutes. It's pretty tiny. But yeah, I mean, growing up, I was just like the average person, went to school, went to college, and ended up studying business at college, and ended up pursuing a career in finance. And I got to a point, not because I wasn't enjoying my job, but I got to a point in my life where I was out partying a lot, and I got to a really low point in my life where I just realized that I really wanted to do something different. I didn't want to just go through life and the same routine for my weekend being the same thing that happened every single week, right? I'd go out, I'd drink with my friends, and it was pretty much that, just constantly. And I got into a point where and I haven't told the story before, so this is kind of an exclusive for those people that are new, but I got to a point in my life when I was about 19 years old where I was just really heavy into going out and doing party drugs and stuff like that. And I got to a really low point in my life where I just clicked to me, like, I need to change something, and I need to do something that's going to be fulfilling to me, but also so that I can be proud of in the future, because I always knew I had potential, but I just didn't know what I really wanted to do in my life. So when I was about 18 years old, a good friend of mine actually gave me a call, and he brought me down to a network marketing meeting. And this is the first time I'd ever seen network marketing in my life. And for those of you that don't know, this was a completely separate, different network marketing company to how I actually pursued trading. But this is how I got sort of involved in the industry and started to meet some people that led me towards being able to start learning how to trade Forex. So I got introduced to a network marketing company that dealt with travel, and it wasn't the greatest product. But what I realized was that I began surrounding myself around people where I was exposed to personal development for the first time in my life, and going over to seminars and expanding my mindset to understanding that people were making a lot more income than I was, really made me believe, because these were average people, bear in mind, walking on stage making 10, 20, 30, 40,000 a month. It really made me believe that an average person, or even me with some potential inside me, could actually achieve something big in my life. And it wasn't until that point which I actually realized this was something that I wanted to sort of, make happen, but also something that I could actually build and be proud of. So 2 years go down the line, I'm in this network marketing company and making a little bit of money in this network marketing company. But, I got to a point where I came to sort of a standstill. And the funny story is actually how I got introduced to the world of Forex is I had an Instagram bot. Okay. I had an Instagram bot on my Instagram, which messaged people so I could prospect people into sign them up into my network marketing business. And one of the people that my bot message was a person that was actually within the Forex industry. So whilst I was trying to prospect him for my business, he ended up prospecting me for what he was doing. And I was just blown away with what I could achieve trading, and how that I could actually make money without having to, you know, deal with rejections of people not wanting to join my business. And that was the first spark to me that I thought, right, if I'm going to be successful at this business, it's going to be down to the work that I put in, and it's going to be down to me. It's not going to be due to decisions from other people saying yes or no. It's going to be completely down to the amount of time and the amount of, you know, hard work and consistency that I can put into this so I can be successful. So that was just around 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, I got introduced to a network marketing company, but it was Forex based. And I really just dived into the Forex part, learning the education. So I began trading strategy, break and retest, and very, very simple, support and resistance. My first account, I remember this so clearly. I was in work. I started my first $1,000 account. It was about 3 months after I started trading Forex. And I remember there was a guy on Instagram, he was selling these signals, and it was £50 a month. I had to sign up to his broker and got a broker fee. So every time I put a trade in, he made some money. But you know, the results I was seeing on his Instagram, I was just completely blown away. And I was like, man, I got to do this. So began trading these Forex signals. And I remember the first few trades, I never understood about risk management, but the first few trades that I took, I just remember I had £1,000 account and I had 3 positions, all 0.2 each with 40 pip stop losses, right? And those 3 trades that I placed on that account ended up being about 20% loss in my first ever trade in the market. So that was sort of a wake-up call for me in the first instance, but I never really learned. And I went through these signals, kept doing the same thing, made a little bit of money, made a bit of money, lost some money, made some money, lost some money, and I ended up blowing that first account. So at that time, you know, I just thought to myself, right, there's no point in trying to rely on someone trading signals. You know, I've got to really learn this myself if I really want to be successful. So fast forward 6 months down the line, I put together a little strategy, fibs with trend lines, with support, with resistance. And I do have some sort of strategy together, but I don't really have, you know, a full understanding of what I'm doing. You know, I'm not journaling trades. I'm not correctly risking. And it got to a point where I was about a year in from where I was trading, and I'd blown through, I think, about 2 or 3 accounts. And I remember when I was going traveling, I went traveling around Asia with my girlfriend. And I remember there was this one time I was in the hotel and I was trading binary options at the time. One thing led to another. I was trading binary options. And I remember I took the biggest loss I ever done trading Forex. It was about 600 pounds. And for me, you know, that was almost half my account wiped in the space of one night. And I just remember sitting in bed and thinking, like, is this ever going to work? Like, am I ever going to have success trading Forex? Am I ever going to do this? You know, at that time, it was just a massive mental block. And I just felt so down that to be honest, I just didn't think it was going to work for me. And I just kept asking myself, like, why are these people having success and I'm not? And I just couldn't find the answer. You know, I kept winning, I kept losing, kept winning, kept losing. And I'd say probably into my second year trading, I got introduced to smart money concepts. So that was the first time that I viewed smart money concepts and actually thought, this is a strategy that makes sense to who I am and how I would want to trade. Okay, that was the first time that I could actually identify with a strategy that I thought made sense to me. And this is not to say that any other strategy that you trade doesn't work. I have a friend who trades break and retest, and he's an FTMO trader. So it's not to say that any other strategy is better than one another. I just found a strategy that was best placed to how I am as a person and how I thought I could trade going forward, right? So a year, 2 years after my trading career, I really just started to put a lot of time into learning smart money concepts. I mean, you know, when I say I was spending a lot of time, it wasn't 1 hour, 2 hours here and there. You know, I was putting in 3, 4, 5 hours, you know, a day on top of working 2 jobs. So it's not like, you know, when people say you put in the time, I mean, I really did put in the time, because I thought if this is the strategy and this doesn't work, that's it, I'm out, because there's nothing that I can see that's better than this, and nothing that I can think that's going to work better than this. So I just really have to commit the time now, have to really learn the strategy, and have to actually put in place a training plan, which I didn't have before, right? I had a strategy, but I never had in place a training plan. Now, I think that's where a lot of people go wrong in trading. You know, they have a strategy, but they don't have a set of rules, a set of risk management, and they don't have a target or anything. Any of these things in place people don't have, or even a journal, right? A journal, I wasn't introduced to a journal until 2 years after I was trading. So yeah, fast forward 2 years, learning smart money concepts, started to see some really good progress, slowly but surely. And then I began journaling my trades, right? Every trade I took, I was writing down. And the key thing, guys, the key things for journaling, which I think you need to take into account, which I don't think a lot of people or enough people see the value in keeping a journal, is number one, it's going to help you be consistent, okay, and not over trade, okay? Because who's been in a position where you've had a day where you've taken 6 trades and you have a journal and you don't want to log those trades, right? I've been there plenty of times, right? I've taken 6, 7 trades and I'm just like, I don't want to have to log these trades in my journal, because it just takes so much time to be able to put 7 feeds of data in one journal without a day. Imagine doing that every single day for the month. You know, you can do the math, 7 times 7 times that by 4. How many journal entries would you have, right? Exactly. It would give you complete headaches. So, you know, what it allowed me to do, number one, was become more cautious, not more cautious, but be more conservative with the trades I took to make sure that they matched my trading plan, right? I wasn't just taking trades out the blue, because I knew that I would have to spend the time journaling my trades, all right, which I didn't want to do. So number one, not only is it going to help you, okay, not only is it going to help you be more consistent and be more conservative with how many trades you take in a week, but number two, it's going to be able to give you a log of the data of when you trade well, which pairs you trade well, which pairs you don't trade well, which times you don't trade well in, where your mistakes are coming in. Are you trading, you know, in the Asian session when you shouldn't be? You know, you're not going to be able to know this data until you have a journal. Okay, it's very difficult for you to understand which pairs you trade well, you know, which times you best trade, because you won't know that until you have a feed of data. Okay, it's very easy to look in the past and find one trade that you did really well and you had a great risk to reward, right? Like I could look back 3 months and I could tell you, you know, a really good trade that I took, I remember was GEP-JPY. Okay, I remember it was probably my biggest risk to reward, maybe about 50 to 1. But as I looked through my trades and I looked through my journal, I actually realized the GEP-JPY was actually a pair which I didn't trade well, right? Which is why I don't trade anymore. Okay, so it's all about collecting data to understand what you're doing well and what you're doing wrong. And by doing that, you're going to be able to eliminate, you know, what's really having that detrimental effect to your trading. Okay, so journaling is so key, guys, so key. But anyway, yeah, 2 years in, start journaling. So I obviously around November last year, October, I was introduced to smart money concepts. So bear in mind, this isn't that far. Okay, this isn't as far from when I was actually started to make some profit in the markets, right? Bear in mind, 2 years had gone past where I'd made almost no money, you know, little to no money, especially with the accounts that I've blown. So October last year, I started learning smart money concepts. November, December, I started to see some really good success, right? And then someone introduced me to FTMO, right, for the first time, and told me, you know, you can become a funded trader. All you have to do is hit a certain success criteria and you know, you be on your way. So I took my first FTMO challenge in about February of this year. My first challenge, I ended up in some profit, but I didn't pass. But the key was that the key was that I was consistent, right? It wasn't the fact that I didn't hit the target. It was the fact that I was consistent and I stuck to my plan. Okay. Although I didn't hit it, I was happy with myself. And because of that, I got a repeat. So around March, April, I was ready to then take the second challenge. I took some time off and then I went back to studying. Okay, what can I improve on? What can I do better? What did I do wrong the last time that I can improve on this time? So, that came by, and luckily the second time, I passed it with ease within 8 days. So, profit target was hit in 8 days. I just had to trade another 2 days to be able to obviously get that funded account. So, from then since now, I've now been a funded trader for about 7-8 months. So, but this is not to impress you or to say anything. This is just to say, look, I've come through 3 years of trading where, I've had almost no success in the first 2 years. And, because I really dived down and I really put my head into it and I really started to develop my mindset in trading, I really started to notice the results. So, at the minute, I mean, it's going pretty well, and I mean, if you would ask me 2 years ago if I'd be in the position that I am now, I would tell you no. I would tell you completely no, because I was at a position in my life where, I didn't know if I was going to have success in this industry. And I actually had my biggest month. I think it was last month. Just under 10% in a month, which was obviously a quite significant profit on a $100,000 account. And I can only see myself improving and increasing onwards. And just know, if you put your mind to something and if you really focus on something, you can achieve it, right? And it's not to sound corny or anything, but it's really true. I see a lot of people in the groups that really want to have the success that other people have, but they don't understand the commitment that comes with that success. Okay, they don't understand the commitment that comes with the success. Okay, they think, all right, I want to be an expert at this, but they're not willing to put in the time, right? I see people asking me the same questions every single week in the chat, and that's not to sound rude, but you have to ask yourself, is that person really putting in the time that they want to be able to have the success that they want, in this industry? And understand not every person is successful in this industry. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of work, it's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of commitment. And if you're not willing to put those three in, you're not willing to put the time and the commitment in, it's probably not worth it for you, right? You need to be committed to this to be able to have the success. Okay, you need to 100% be committed. Otherwise, you see what happened when people don't. And they're stuck in the same place. That was me for 2 years. Not committed enough, not willing to put in the time, and because of that, I had no success in the market. So, one thing I would say, guys, is if you really want to have success in this industry, be committed and put in the time. And stay focused, okay? Stay focused and ask the right questions, okay? Always ask the right questions, okay? And there's no harm in asking questions, right? No question is a bad question, okay? If you know that someone is good at trading, ask them a question, right? Because it can only help you towards your success in trading. If you don't ask questions and you sit in the back, you may be marking up your charts and it may be completely wrong, okay? So asking questions and sharing your analysis and asking for feedback is only going to improve your trading career. Okay, so that's for me one of the key things as well. I'd reached out to successful educators and I'd ask them, what do you think of this? Or I'd hop on sessions and I'd share my charts. I wasn't scared for feedback, right? Because I wanted feedback. I wanted people to be able to give me, whether it be positive or whether it be negative. I was looking for that negative feedback because I wanted to know what could I improve on. What can I improve on in my trading? You're not going to know that until you actually ask the right questions. Okay, so what I want to know in here is just let me know how many years you guys have been trading for. Just drop it in the chat. 4 months, 7 months, 1 year, or 1.5. So look, one thing which I've just looked at there is, look, we're all at different stages in our trading careers, okay? And the next thing that I want to touch on, I think, is is another and very important part, which I had to eliminate from my life to be able to be focused to what I was doing. Okay. So, just looking at the list, we've got 2 years, 5 years, or 5 months, 4 months, 1 year, 4 months, 6 months, 2 years, 6 months, 1 year, 1.5, 3 years, retail. So look, the key thing that I wanted to bring up on next is don't compare your journey to anybody else's. Okay. Don't compare your journey to anybody else's. Okay. Someone's year 3 or year 4 is different from your 6 months. Okay. You need to understand that we all start trainings at different times. And I think one of the problems with our industry is that there is so much on social media, and it's so easy to get caught up in what other people are doing. Okay. So easy to get caught up in other people's successes. Okay. So easy to compare your success to someone else's, right? I mean, how many times you go on social media and you see people making tens of thousands of dollars and you're in a position where you've yet to make a few hundred, right? So one thing which I had to eliminate from my life this year was Instagram. Okay. I haven't been active on Instagram for over probably about 8 to 9 months. Fully active. I haven't been active on social media for almost 9 months, apart from Discord, but that's my trading community and that's where I'm active in. Okay. And the reason for that is because I was doing exactly that. I was comparing my success to other people's, and that was having a negative impact on my mindset. Okay. That was having a very negative impact on my mindset. And the reason for that is because, I was just thinking to myself, why is this person who's been trading a year had more success than me and I've been trading almost 3? Right? So it works in reverse also. It doesn't just mean because you've been trading less and someone's been trading longer and you don't notice that and someone's had more success. And you can also be the opposite way around. You've been trading 2 years and now someone coming into the industry has been trading 1, but they've had more success than you. That can also be a detrimental impact on your mindset. So, for me, I couldn't eliminate that from my life without completely deleting it. Okay. Because I was always on Instagram and I was following successful people and I was following successful traders, I was always exposed to this sort of data. Okay. So I mean, I haven't even been active on Instagram even yet. Okay. I want to be completely off it, because also when I have a bad day trading, and if I go on Instagram and see someone has a good day, that also, although I feel like it doesn't have an impact on my mindset, it does. Okay. Although I think, oh no, that doesn't bother me, subconsciously, that's having an impact in my mindset personally. Okay. So if that is having an impact to your mindset, okay, and this is you, right, and you're thinking to yourself, when you have a bad day or you're comparing yourself to other people's successes, the best thing to do is just eliminate it until you can be in a position where you can eliminate it until you're in a position where you can cope with it. Okay. If you can't, delete it, unfollow the people that are having the success you want trading, and just focus on you. Okay. Because it has a massive impact on your mindset. Okay. And if you don't, okay, I noticed in my trading career, one thing which I did in the past was that I would revenge trade when I seen people have success. Okay. So I'd see people making, money that day, but I would be on a losing day. I then want to get on the charts and try to have some sort of success so I could compare it to them. Not so as compare it to them, but so that I can be in a positive rather than a negative, right? Because I'm seeing people maybe that I know that aren't better traders than me, but they're making money. Or the other thing is that you don't always see, the negative side to someone's trading on social media, right? That's the other thing. Okay. Someone will only post their winning days. They won't post their losing days. Believe me. Okay. No one wants to post their losing days. How many people do you see post a day where they were 10% down? Right? No one posts their losing days. Come on. Be honest. No one does it. Okay, so all you're going to see on Instagram and on your social media is people's positive days and people's success in the markets. You're not going to be able to see, you know, the days where they've been down and they're thinking, geez, like, am I going to be able to recover this for the week? Like, oh, I've made these mistakes. Oh my God, like, what was I doing? I shouldn't have taken these trades. Well, you don't see that. Okay, you don't see that. You only see the positives in someone's trading career. So one thing which I would say to you guys is, if you can cope with it, and if it doesn't have an impact on you, fine. But if it does, ask yourself the question, is it worth really seeing every single day? And if it isn't, maybe it's worth removing it. Okay, maybe it's worth removing it. So, so how many of you have been in that position? How many of you have been in the position where you've been on Instagram and you've, you have compared your success to someone else? I'm pretty sure it's everyone in here. All the time, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so ask yourself, if you can cope with it, cool. But if not, is keeping social media really a good idea? And looking at this every single day. And the other thing is, it's probably an impact to your productivity. Okay, it's probably an impact to how productive you're being anyway. So, is it really worth having? And what do you really need to show? Like, what do you really need to post on your story to tell people that, you're doing well? Like, what positive impact is that going to have to you, other than boast of your ego? Okay, it's not really going to do anything for you, to be honest. Okay, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why I started Discord. Okay, which is moving on to my next point. So, we started this community back in January of this year. I remember it started about 30 members, and I remember we were doing weekly analysis calls every Sunday. Same Sundays, same, being consistent every single Sunday. But we had about 6 people on the call every single week, and 2 of them were me, my laptop and my phone. Okay, so make that 4. So, we started this. I started this idea, mainly because I wanted to create a community where there was a separation from trading to networking, because I was very, very heavily involved with my upline, who was very heavy networker, and was never in a community where, there were traders that could just ask trading questions and that they were there for one purpose, then that was to improve trading. Okay. And it's not to say that I have anything against networking. I mean, I think it's great. If it wasn't for networking, I wouldn't be here. I think it's a great way for you to be able to get involved and be connected with successful individuals, because it's very difficult for you to be able to get into a network of people that actually have success without doing it, in my opinion, because not many people who are successful want to hang around with unsuccessful people. They want to hang around with successful people, right? They want to hang around with people who are the same as them, right? And you've heard the saying, you are the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So I think networking gives you that gateway to be able to surround yourself with successful people. So, I mean, I love networking, but the key thing here is that I wanted to create a community where people could come together and they could specifically be there for one reason, which was trading. So we started, like I said, back in January, 6 to 10 people max every single week. Some weeks, I'd have 2 people on the call and I'd have to just call it off because there wasn't enough people. So, this idea to be able to, I had on my goals for the year. I really wanted to hit 500 members by the end of the year. That was a goal of mine. And one of the goals of mine was to be able to max out one of my first calls, which was obviously last week, which was just amazing, and it's just amazing if you put your mind to something and you focus on it and you manifest it, that it can actually become true, right? Back in January, we had 6 people on a call, and last week, we were maxing out 100 people. So, that's another thing. Make sure you're writing down your goals and you're manifesting them. Are you reading them out to yourself every single day? But we won't go too deep into that. The next thing I wanted to go into was the Discord. And one of the main reasons why I actually wanted to create Discord was that reason. Number 1 was to help have a community of people that wanted to trade together. But number 2, I wanted it to be there so it was selfish in myself, but for a good reason. Okay, I wanted that to be there so that I could be fully transparent with every single trade I took. Okay, I wanted to be able to publicly share my trades so that I could actually show people my wins and losses, right? Which I was very, very not scared of doing, but that I didn't do before. Okay, I would only show my wins and I wasn't showing people the losses that I had in the market. Okay, so what you see on Discord is what you get. Every single win, every single loss that I take in the market is on Discord. Okay, and the reason why I do that is because, number one, I wanted it to improve my trading career. I wanted to be able to improve my trading career, and by sharing my charts, it made sure that I was only sharing ideas that completely made sense to me. Okay. Number two, like I said, it made me cancel out stupid trades. Okay, because I was taking a lot of stupid trades, or I would take some good trades. I take one loss in the market and then I want to get it back and I take another one, but it didn't apply to any of my trading rules. Okay, so that was the other thing. I wanted to be consistent with my trades. I wanted to be fully transparent with myself, but also with people that I was sharing the charts with. So there was no way of lying, right? There was no way of me lying about the trades I was taking. Okay, every single trade I was there for everyone to see. And if you scroll back through the chat, you can see my losses, you can see my wins. It doesn't really bother me. The key thing for me was to be able to improve my trading career. And slowly by doing that, slowly by, sharing my charts and growing the community, not only has it allowed me to have some of the best months I've ever had in Forex, which is, almost been 3 times, four times, even 5 times my monthly salary, my job, it's allowed me to, improve, but also help a lot of people. And we do everything for free. We don't charge anyone for a penny. Everything in our community is completely free. And I just think we've created something so powerful from something so little. So, like I said, we started this 20, 30 people, and now we've grown into over 700 members. So it's just amazing what you can do when you put your mind to things. Okay. So don't think just because you sit here now and you haven't had the success you want trading, that it can't work out for you. Okay. Don't think just because you've only made $200 profit and you're 2 years into your trading career that you can't become a 6-figure trader. Okay. Don't set limitations in your mind, because otherwise you won't have the success you want. Okay. The only limitations that you set are the ones you set in your mind. Okay. There's no one saying to you that you can't make $1 million trading. Okay. The only person saying that to you is you. Okay. So one thing I would say, guys, is, just be consistent with this, because it does work, right? If you put in the time to this and you commit the time, you'll be rewarded for the time you put in. Okay. So that's pretty much, I think, all I wanted to go over. I mean, the other thing finally, which I wanted to just break down for the last 5 minutes, which I think is just key completely, is not trading related at all, really. But, one thing, my girlfriend's dad, he's really, really successful in real estate. And I remember when I first met her parents for the first time, he said something really good to me, which I didn't really pick up on at first, but it really has resonated with me for the last few years. For the last 2 years, really, not just in my life, but also trading and in my life just in general, is, how you do everything, or how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. So for you to be a consistent trader, ask yourself, are you consistent in things you do outside of trading? For example, okay, I've been going to the gym for 3 years now. Okay. The first 2 years that I went to the gym, okay, I was on and off. 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 week off, 2 days on, 1 day off, eating right 1 day, not eating right the second day, eating right 3 days, gets to the weekend, eat shit. Week comes round, eat good Monday, Tuesday, eat bad Wednesday, right? There was no consistency. There was no consistency with the way I was eating food. There was no consistency to, my gym routine. And there was no consistency in my trading. Okay. One day I'd wake up, I'd make my bed. The next day I'd be rushed and I wouldn't make my bed. Okay. 2 days I would make my bed. The next day I wake up 20 minutes late for work. I didn't make my bed, just about done my hair and got changed, right? There was no consistency in my life at all. Okay. I was doing some things right, but I wasn't doing it consistently over a long period of time. Okay. And that was 2 years. Okay. So don't you think that the things that I was doing wrong in my life had an impact to what I was doing trading, and the days that I were profiting and some days I weren't, and my weeks were never consistent, right? So ask yourself, just outside of trading, are you creating good habits with the things that you do? Okay. Are you creating good habits with things outside of trading? Okay. Ask yourself that question. Just ask yourself that in your head. Are you creating good habits in your life? And if not, then ask yourself the question, are you being consistent trading? Okay, if the first answer is no, you're not being consistent, and the second answer is that your trading isn't consistent either, don't you think that these two things align? Okay, don't you think that the things that you do outside apply to what you do inside? Because how we do anything, or how we do anything is how we do everything, right? If we're consistent in everything else we do outside of our trading, we'll be consistent trading, right? It's complete fact, right? And at the time, my girlfriend's daddy told me this, but it never really resonated with me. And it wasn't until that I started to be consistent with these things. Okay, I was being consistent with the gym, but when I was going to the gym, I was putting in 100%. And when I got home and I was learning and educating, I wasn't going on my phone and I wasn't doing two things at the same time. I was completely focused to that one task, and that was 100% focused towards what I was learning trading. Okay, so understand, guys, if you do the things right outside of trading and you're consistent with it, that will have a knock-on effect to your trading. Okay, and that's the last thing I want to end on. Okay, so the last thing I want to end on is one thing that I do every single day. Okay, I write down a list. Okay, you can see number 1, study. Number 2, cold exposure. I have a cold shower every single day. Number 3, I read. I normally read at night. I haven't read yet. Audio I've done, just need to tick off. Number 5, check for properties. I'm looking to invest in property, so I always check properties every single day. Number 6, gratitude. Okay, I make sure I write down every single day, which is here, what I'm grateful for. So you can see I'm grateful for food. I'm sometimes I have dry skin, so I wrote I'm grateful for cream today. I'm grateful for weights because my dad has a gym and gyms are just closed in Jersey. I'm just grateful that I was able to obtain some weights that I can actually do some home workouts now. I'm grateful for the charts. I was looking at the charts today and I was just seeing things a little bit differently, so I was completely grateful. I was grateful for my watch. I just got a new Fitbit, and I'm grateful that I managed to hit 10,000 steps today because I didn't do it the day before, right? Because we were in kind of lockdown, so I didn't do any walking yesterday. So, these are just things that I do every single day. Gratitude. I'll meditate before I sleep. I'll write my next day list, pick up TV. Things went a little wrong, so I'm picking that up Monday. And, I did some packages that I had to do. But the key thing is, guys, right? Get yourself a planner. Get yourself a planner and write down the list of things you're going to do for the day and tick them off. Okay, tick them off, because at the end of the day, if you see a list of things that you've done, you see a list of things that you've achieved in that day, okay, and that you're consistent with every single day, that is going to have a knock-on effect to your trading. Okay, so just get yourself a planner. I mean, it can be a simple notepad. It doesn't have to be one of these that I have, but it can just be a simple notepad. Like, this is my trading journal, right? This is my trading journal. So every single day, well, this is during the week, but I write down how I'm feeling in that day and what I did well trading, and what just general, how was I feeling and what impacted that on my trading. So guys, it's simple. Just get a notepad and just write down a list of things that you want to achieve that day, that you want to do consistently every single day. Okay, and I guarantee you that's going to have an impact on your trading 100%. Okay, so with that being said, I'll finish off with that. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them. But hopefully that was of some value to you guys, and hopefully that gave you a bit of insight to, how I've managed to have success over the last, and be a 6-figure trader for the last 8 months roughly. So just continue to be consistent, and like I said, guys, just do this. I mean, this helps me a lot. So that's pretty much it. If I pass it over to you, bro, I'll go ahead and unmute you. Cool, there we go.
Okay, perfect. Guys, go ahead and put a 111 if that was valuable to you, and if that was just pure nuggets, because definitely it was. I hope you've got the notes, because I've definitely got my notes. Over the hour or so, bro, I've just been gathering some questions that you mentioned and you've touched on. I want to start off with not a question but a comment. You've talked about that comparison is really the chief of is the thief of joy, really. So that goes on to just basically say, guys, focus on you. As long as you're focusing on you, you're winning. Don't look left, don't look right, don't look even at the past. Just look forward, have that bigger picture in mind, and just keep chasing that. Don't worry about your aunt, don't worry about your dog, don't worry about anything. Just keep going. So I've got a question for you, bro, and I'm going to start off with this one: personal development. I believe it was this week or the previous week, you was talking, you was asking for some more resources on audiobooks. So as a trader, bro, why is personal development important to you?
It's a good question. Okay, and I don't think a lot of people understand the value behind it. So for me, technicals, the way that we look at the charts, for me, are probably 10 to 5%. Strategy is 5%. If you can't develop the right mindset and the willpower to be able to be consistent with the strategy, for me, you'll never be successful in markets. Okay, life is all about mindset. It doesn't matter whether it's trading, whether it's real estate, whether it's stockbroking. I mean, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you don't have the mindset to be successful, you won't be successful. And I know a lot of people preach on it, but I don't think people take into account enough. And I think a lot of people, because we get so involved in this industry with looking for the perfect entries, looking for these social media entries, sharing profits, we never really, or unless you're really exposed to personal development, you don't see the value behind it. I personally, I can't count the amount of books I've read, maybe 30 books, and I can't count the amount of audios, hundreds, if not thousands. I mean, I listen to an audio every single day, at least 45 minutes to an hour every single day of audio, and I read at least 20 minutes a day. Okay. So for me, personal development is so key. Okay. You have to understand that how we trade is only 5%. Okay. How we think is 95%. Okay. It's like boxing, for example. I like using boxing because it's a sport that people see as a physical sport, but for me, it's more of a mental sport. Okay. It's easy enough for people to learn how to box. Okay. But understand, for a boxer, okay, you can be boxing 15, 20 years of your life before you even see the first paycheck. Okay. So think about it. You box 15 years of your life, and maybe you might get the chance to earn your first paycheck in boxing. Okay. Think about how much you get drilled into mindset and consistency to be able to then receive an outcome. Okay. And it's because a lot of people in trading see results and they think because they don't have success in the short term that it's not there for them. Okay. You have to be able to have this mindset of longevity and understand that the consistency and the work that you put in day to day are going to compound over time to give you the results you want. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to be over time. Okay. You're not going to know that until you develop your mindset and understand how important it is, to develop your mindset, but also that, the results aren't going to come straight away. Okay. It's going to take some time. So for me, bro, I mean, mindset is so key in trading. Oh, I gotta unmute you again. There you go.
Perfect, bro. Perfect. I've just got one last question before we move on. So earlier on you was talking about you've had many months and maybe up to 1 year of no success as well. I just want to know because this is very important, especially for new beginners. What kept you going when you saw no success for yourself, but maybe you were seeing success within the industry of your peers, of your mentors, and whatnot. So that was question number one. What kept you going? Question number two is if you could go back to your previous self, what would you tell yourself in terms of advice, in terms of tips, and whatnot? So those two, bro.
Okay, cool. So first question. What was the first question again?
What kept you going when you were seeing no results?
What kept me going? I never give up in life. I mean, I've never been a person that starts something and never finishes it. Okay, and my parents, my dad always drilled that into me. He always drilled into me, if you're gonna start something, make sure you finish it, and make sure even if you're not successful, you give all you can. Okay, so I think at the time where I wasn't having the success that I wanted, I knew that I wasn't giving it 100%. Deep down, I knew that I wasn't giving this all that I could, and that I was kind of stepping my toe in the water and kind of taking it back out, stepping it in, taking it back out. So whilst I knew the losses were there, it was very difficult for me to separate myself when I'd seen people having results, knowing that if I push myself that 25% more, that I could have the results I wanted. So what kept me going was that I knew I didn't give it my all. Okay, I knew I wasn't all the way in, and that if I gave it that 100%, I could get there. So I think that's the first question. I'll actually, if you let me know what the second question is.
Yeah, sure. So the second question was, if you could go back to your previous self, if you could, from your future or your present self, go back to your previous self and then just, give yourself that tip, give yourself that advice, when you was currently going through that phase of no success within yourself, bro.
Yeah. I mean, one thing which I would say to myself, if I was going to start this all over, is be committed, and don't come into this with the mindset that I'm going to be successful off someone else's signals, or I'm going to be successful only given this 50%, because what I understand now is that this industry is a hard industry. Okay, it's not an industry that majority of people will have success, and it's the same with every other industry. Okay, it's the same as if you went into real estate. Not every real estate broker will have the success as others. Okay, there's not many people that will turn out as Grant Cardone's. Okay, there's not many people that will turn out as Gary V's. There's not many people that will turn out Ed Milet. So for me, if I was going to start this again, I would say forget the distractions and forget everyone else's journey and just give this 100%. That's it, because I knew I wasn't giving the commitment to start. I knew I was only, putting in 50% of what I could have. And if I knew that, maybe I would cut my learning curve in half. Maybe I would have, maybe I would have been an FTMO trader a year and a half ago. Who knows? So, that's what I would say to myself if I was to start this over.
Perfect. All right, cool. So we are going to close it off there. I appreciate you, Sam, for every nuggets that you've dropped, and for your time being here as well. You didn't have to. You came here purely because you wanted to. So we appreciate you. If you could just make me host one more time, and I wanna go and touch on the giveaway for Christmas before we close off, and I want to respect everyone's time as well. So guys, as I said very quickly, I did put a little something to. See if I can pull it up. Quick second. Can you guys see my screen? Because it says loading on my end.
Yeah, it still says loading on mine currently.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's up.
All right, there you go. Oops, it says loading. So basically, so whilst this is loading, guys, so what I've done is I've kind of, put a little together resources for for your trading journey. You know, these resources are number one, trading books. You know, Sam mentioned books and how powerful books can, you know, add value to you in terms of your, you know, personal journey, in terms of your mental health, and also in terms of your, you know, trading journey. So I've put a collection of over 10 trading books. I believe, you know, these are some books that you may know or you may also not know, but for me, I have read some of them and I am on my way to reading all of these, but I've kind of put all of these together so you can get access to them. It is going to be in a PDF form. Another thing is a quick intro to smart money. So these are my Go Live notes from, you know, Go Live educators from IAM. So Zach, Jordan, some of you may know them, Rock Kumar, John Dollery, Zach McDonald, Mike Navarrete, and, you know, so many others as well, such as the students. You know, we've got Jenna, we've got Kevin, we've got Matthew, we've got so many people, right? I've also put together real life examples within this document, trading tips from Go Life as well. So any tips that they've basically given over my time of learning this, and then also some do's and don'ts. Okay, do's and don'ts within trading environment and outside of it as well. Third thing is my personal daily trading affirmation. So, you know, you've heard Sam talk about it as well. So in terms of like gratitude, so I also do the same thing. My morning routine consists of gratitude, visualization, meditation, but also affirmation as well. So within this, you're gonna learn how. So it says how to how to get rid of your negative emotions and also how to build new positive beliefs within yourself. And oh, sorry, one last thing, trading in the zone. So something that I've been gathering for the past week or so now is my study notes on chapter 1 to 5 from the book Trading in the Zone. So I'm also going to share that. How you're going to get this, these are the requirements. So this is going on YouTube. You're going to need to like and comment something that you've learned, but also, and most importantly, comment an action that you're going to take. There's no point you plugging in for the past hour or so and just be here for the number. Okay, I believe, and I've got a numerous amount of action points that Sam went over that I'm personally going to do. Maybe it's, you know, delete Instagram for you. Maybe it's, you know, delete other social media platforms. Maybe it's, you know, check yourself whenever you're comparing your resources to someone else. Okay, comment the action that you're going to take, and a random winner will be chosen by Monday, this coming Monday, 9 p.m. So you guys can have access to all of these. So I hope you've got all of that. Just give me a 111 if you guys got that. Check. Okay, cool, perfect. All right. So on that note, guys, I appreciate every single one of you for hopping on. I appreciate you, Sam, once more for all the effort that you do. You bring to the energy that you bring, the everything that, you know, you've done over the years, bro. Appreciate your journey as well, and I appreciate everyone for being here as well, for taking time for you know, putting the success towards your journey as well. So appreciate every single one of you. I will upload this on YouTube, and I would share the link out so you can get access to it. On that note, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the call.